Good morning, folks. There are several athletes out there who I'm also following and watch every clip they post. Those are weightlifting, Clarence Kennedy, Craig Ritchie, Zach Tallender, Sonny Webster, Sika Strength, and of course our Romanian champion Gabriel Sincrean. If anybody from these guys will ever watch this video, shout out to you, much respect, and thanks for your inspiring content. However, nobody from this list is relatable from a performance point of view. All these guys are young, they started lifting young and have hundreds of years of experience put together. They can lift tons in a session. Even though they all started from zero, they didn't have a chance to document their process, their struggles. You'll see here what actually can be done by a normal person, not a professional lifter. I know for sure that I'll never squat or deadlift 200-300 kilos like you see in some clips. It is great to see how some people lift so heavy and how they explain their techniques. But again, they are young or younger than me, or they started doing this many years ago. There is also Jason Grubb, whose sports journey is amazing, but he didn't document anything up until he became a Masters CrossFit champion. I want to give a shout out to Jason, who inspires lots of older athletes. If you're here to see big lifts from me, then this is not the right place for you. Why? Because first of all, I'm 38 years old, and if I get injured now, I just cannot recover as fast as I could 15 years ago. I did a workout with one of my younger colleagues with too much weight for me, then my body started to feel it, and I had pain in my shoulder for almost a year, and it still hurts. So I must take it easy. I can also see my age in the warm-up part. Someone I follow mentioned that he doesn't even warm up since doing some squats warm his legs enough to lift big. He's 24, I think, or something like this. Okay, please add half of your life to your age and then we'll speak. I remember I also used to skip warm-up up until I was about 27. But now, oh my God, I need to stretch in the beginning, then have a small general warm-up, then do the workup, warm out, etc. It takes time and the struggle is real. So I cannot just push myself all the time and try to score P after PR. Even though it takes time, I cannot be in the gym all day.
What do you do for a living, please?
I gym.
I have a family to take care of. I have a full-time job. I used to have actually 2 jobs and woke up every day at 5 a.m., but we can speak about this some other time. So the time for my training is very limited, and I'm sure that you somehow can find yourself in the same situation, limited time for exercise. But my and your PRs need to be real and not set unrealistic numbers in your head. In order for us masters not to get injured and see a constant evolution, we need to approach this as a slow process, like a marathon, not like a sprint. My name is Gabe, I am from Romania, and I would like to share my experience with you and invite you to be part of my journey. Why I chose to speak in English, even though I haven't spoken English since ages? Of course, the expanded audience. You'll understand better while I speak about my motivation in a bit. And for the Romanians who don't speak English, there are subtitles available. Welcome, let's do this. But first, allow me to make a short introduction about what I did so far and why I chose to make this channel. In 2016, I discovered CrossFit and I started in this new lifestyle in which I included functional fitness. On and off until a few months ago. Then, because I liked weightlifting movements, I wanted to get better at it, I continued just with exercises focused for weightlifting. In my opinion, Olympic weightlifting became cool because of CrossFit. People started doing this as a general sport because CrossFit went mainstream and they saw the movements there. Back in the day, when I saw Olympic weightlifting at TV, I must say that I used to switch channels. It didn't intrigue me until I actually started doing it. Coming back to why I do it, after good days, bad days, working out and not managing to lift that much weights, hitting PRs, all kinds of days, I managed to get to one conclusion. If you want to just live longer and be there for your family, as I also want to, I could just do some functional fitness and that's it. Regular gyms not anymore because I get bored of doing the same thing over and over again and you just cannot do the proper conditioning part. The conclusion is that I like it. That's it. I really love the process, the elements needed to lift X amount of kilograms above your head. Current weight, 81 kilograms. I used to be around 84, the max I've been was 86. But then something happened to my stomach and I lost weight, and after about 2 weeks something happened to my throat and I couldn't eat, and again lost weight until I reached about 77, 78 kilograms. Then I slowly started to regain strength and rebuild my muscle, and now I'm around 81 and I managed to lift the weights from when I had about 84. My personal target is to be again around 84. So for my age, 38, and my weight, 81, these are the current PRs. Front squat, 102.5, back squat, 125, snatch, 65, clean and jerk, 87.5, deadlift, 140. Whatever I do, I just cannot snatch over 65, like maybe 70 or at least 67.5, not 66. I don't take in consideration a weight under 2.5 kilograms. Also in my front squat, I went from 100 to 102.5, not such a big difference. Target is over 105. For the snatch, I improved the technique, the strength in my legs and lower back, but I don't know, maybe it's the shoulder stability. We'll see how I do in the future. I've received some hate, some are just jokes, some are more serious, that sporty girls can snatch my clean and jerk, or that older guys can clean and jerk my deadlift, and so on. My answer was, and it's still the same, I don't care. Good for them. I don't do this to show off, I do this because I like it, I do this for myself and myself only. That's it. As long as I can do the movements and I enjoy the process, I'll do it no matter if I snatch 60 or 160. Of course, I like to lift more numbers, but I'll get there in a safe way. I also speak a bit about some realistic numbers I have in mind for the next 2 years when I'll be 40. Why I chose this specific video title, not clickbait, I want to explain it to you. I hope I'll never do clickbaits here. In a video from about 2 years ago, the guys from Sika Strength spoke about some realistic numbers for regular guys like me. They mentioned that an average male could go for a max of 120 snatch and 150 kilograms clean and jerk. This is all natural with proper coaching. This would be an amazing work, and indeed, after all the training and after I saw how a person can progress naturally, I agree with these numbers. However, 120 and 150 is something that a younger athlete could go for. I don't think that I could ever lift 120, 150 because life gets in the way and I'm super okay with my actual lifestyle. The next numbers which are considered great are 100 kilograms for snatch and 120 for clean and jerk. So my goal is to lift about 100 and 120. This is a process, a personal goal in which I'll train as much as I can, eat okay food, sleep good, maybe have good and bad days, just train and live a normal life. Another aspect of my motivation is Clarence Kennedy, and this is about longevity and just doing what you love. He started posting videos 17 years ago with him doing parkour. 17 years. Then he started posting weightlifting videos after some time. He was and still is consistent. He's a role model for me. If I'll be able to post videos with me after so many years, it will be amazing. I'll be over 50 then. Time goes so fast. Then there is the relatability part. As I said in the beginning of the video, I can relate to someone like me, but I cannot relate to someone who squats 300 kilos. I can relate to Sam Sulek, the new internet fitness sensation, from one point of view. He's a normal person who started doing what he loves and went so far. He's down to earth and he keeps it real. No fancy equipment and no professional edits, just raw footage from his camera. The final part, And the most important one for my motivation is that people, especially people my age, don't get as much exercise as they would need. I see a lot of excuses like, I don't have time, I wish, I can't. Just get after it. For almost 2 years, I woke up at 5 a.m., be part of my family, I had 2 jobs, and I still went to the gym. I know, trust me, I know it's hard. In addition, after an injury or after a longer break, when I go back to the gym, it feels awful. But I still do it. It sucks, but it becomes a habit after a while. I love how I feel generally after my training sessions. I sleep better, I make better decisions, I am happy overall. Nobody tells you to go and lift 100 kilos. Take it easy, learn the fundamentals, the proper technique, scale everything to your needs. You'll also find a great community who supports you, and you'll have fun while doing it. The fear nowadays is always present, or the misconceptions you might think of when going to a gym are real threats. A big threat is also the streaming services at home, when we have everything in our TV at the touch of a button. This creates laziness, and again, I know how hard it is to just stop it and make the best of your life. If just one person starts doing sports after watching the videos here, any kinds of sports, doesn't give up after a few months, then my mission is complete. I know that someone will have a better life, because if I can, you can too. So based on my PRs, I started this new program, a weightlifting cycle made for athletes over 35 from Torokti. He's an Olympic weightlifting champion. Actually, this is my first day. So you'll be able to see my evolution in real time and see how much extra weight I'll be able to lift after 2 months of training from this program while having a normal life. A few months back, I finished a squat cycle from Gabriel Sincrean. The program was designed for back squat, but I did it for front squat. It was a good one, not too demanding or intense, and I managed to hit a new PR while weighing less kilograms than before. So big improvement for me. Then I started a weightlifting program from Gabriel, which I still find it amazing, but it was too hard for me. The volume and weights were too much for my knees and back, so I needed to take extra days off or alternate the days with functional fitness. So instead of 1 month of the program, I ended doing it in about 2 months. Overall, a great general weightlifting cycle, but I guess that it is focused more on younger athletes or athletes that have more experience than me, used with higher volumes. So I decided to embrace my age, and I purchased this program from Torokti for masters athletes. Until this point, I wrote and read the text about what I wanted to share with you to be able to cover the important aspects. Now, where I'll actually start doing the work, everything will be freestyle. I'll do the exercises and I'll explain the technique I use and why I do the movements like that. Again, you should use the style that works best for you. This can be based on the type of body you have, mobility, etc. What I do works best for me. This doesn't mean that it will work the same for you or that my technique is the best in the world. Please read the video or the channel description before watching the rest of the clips. I still have a lot to learn. I sometimes feel myself lifting with the empty barbell and I can spot mistakes. These videos will be also a great opportunity for me to see what mistakes I make during my lifts, so I know where the improvements are required. Okay, let's start lifting. Okay. For about 1 year, I also do some small accessory workout for my lower back. It works best. I don't have any more pain. And also for the shoulders. Okay, so this was the pre-workout warm-up, about 10 minutes. Okay, so for the first movement, it will be muscle snatch and overhead squat. Light, whatever light means to you, okay? So I'm gonna do it with the empty barbell. I won't use hook grip now, maybe later. Okay, so muscle snatch. In muscle snatch, you do not engage your glutes and hips, and you do not have contact here. Okay? And also, very important aspect, don't know exactly how big the stance is for your hands for the snatch, so you won't get too close or too wide. Okay? End it up like this. You need to bring your knee here, and when the arms are perfectly straight, when the arms are perfectly straight here, and you need to have contact, okay? If the arms are bent, then it's not okay. If you have space here, like I do now, not okay also. Little bit exaggerated, I could also do this, but it will put extra pressure on my lower back. Okay, so the perfect position for me would be this one. Okay? Cool. So let's do 6 and 6. 6 muscle snatches and 6 overhead squats. Of course, when I'll do the edit, I don't want to get you bored with 6 muscle snatches in the warm-up, so I only show 2 or 3. Okay, with rest between 30 seconds and 1 minute, because it's the warm-up part. Then again, two more rounds of the same thing. Now I have to make some block snatches from under the knees, and because I don't have available snatch blocks here, I need to put some discs, some plates. Okay, so we will start with 50% of my PR, so that's from 65 kilos, that's 32.5. We also recommend these straps, okay? I use these ones, which are pre-cut and stitched here together from Rogue. The best, I don't know, the best for me. I like because they are coming straight into the palm, and that's it. I don't have to roll them 2 times and come to here. So it could bother me, I don't know. Oh, plus they're very cheap. So I'm just, I purchased them, I think 1 month ago, and I'm very, very okay with them. So we need to do, okay, 3 reps, 2 by 3, 2 rounds, 3 reps. Okay. Oh, that's not, that was a power snatch. We need to go full snatch, squat snatch, okay? So let's do it again. One more. Okay, with 1 minute rest in between. This is 40 kilos, and I need 3 by 3. Okay. So now 45 kilos, 2 by 2. This is 70% of my PR. I remember when someone put a small plate to Arnold like this. They were filming, and Arnold said, no, 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 no. You need to do it like this. Even if it's a small plate, you need to sound it dramatic. Nice. So half kilo. Dramatic. Okay, this is 80%, 48.5 kilos. And I need to do 3 sets per 1 rep. Okay, I think I'll do it with 30 seconds in between, 30 or 45. Okay, good one. Okay, too much pause in the catch position, but okay. Actually, this is my first time I'm doing snatch from blocks. Nice. I've always wanted to try, but I didn't have an opportunity until today with you. Okay, this was the last one. Now we go to back squat. Okay, so just to warm up my legs for a little bit bigger weights, I'll just do 5-6 reps with the last weight from the snatch. So it's just one set, 4 reps. I'm gonna start using the knee sleeves for support. So, for my body, shoulder-wise, okay, toes out a little bit and knees out. This is my perfect position for me. I can see here my legs. I have mobility in my hips, no problem here, okay? And hips back, back straight, okay? And elbows down. You don't want to go like this, you want to be like this, okay? And you don't need to do the butt wing where your ass is doing like this, you know, because you lose tension in your core. So you need to be very solid in your position. Below parallel, okay, without losing tension. So this is good, this is good, okay. Now I need 81.5. Yeah. I'm just gonna do 81 because alternatively I have to go take some extra weights. Don't want to do that. Everything I do now, I do without the belt. I only use the belt after I get to about 90% of 1 rep max. Okay? Deadlift, back squat, front squat, I only use the belt, let's say, depending on the days. Sometimes I use it after 80 or 85, but usually after I get to 90%. And now it's gonna be 3x4. Three sets, 4 reps each, with 81 kilos. It's getting heavy. Okay, you also need to check out your breathing, okay? Always, you keep your breath in or exhale while exploding, while doing the actual work, you know. So imagine here you have water under your chest level, and when you go down, it's like, okay? Or this is how you need to breathe when you do back squat or front squat or that, or everything actually. In sports, when you push or pull or your muscle contract, then you need to embrace your core and keep your breath. Okay. Good reps. And now it's gonna be the last one. Only 4 reps with 75 of my PR, so that's 93.5 kilos. One more. Okay, still working the mic. Okay, so now we're gonna do a small accessory workout. It's a snatch grip, behind the neck, strict press. This means SOTS press, okay? Light. This barbell is 7 kilos. Then we'll do the next one with 15, and then we go to 20. Let's see if it works. Okay? So it's here. My shoulder is killing me. This is actually my good one. Not okay. Oh my God. I don't think I'm gonna go for 20 here. Let's see with 15 if it works. You know what's funny? A few months ago, I saw some guys, actually, I know that it's hard for someone. I've never thought that it's gonna be hard for me to do basic movements like this. Or 1 month ago, I couldn't do this because this one was in pain. I don't know. We'll see some recovery time, and then we'll be good to go. So 6 reps. This is activated position, not relaxed, but activated. Engage your core and glutes. Okay, I'm gonna do one more just with this barbell. I'm gonna take this one back, not going to push myself. And now the final stretch. I always like to do that dead hang. In the end, and I have some general stretching for the end of the workout, plus emphasis on the parts that I worked on. Then I'm gonna go home, take a shower, and off to work. Depending on your mobility, you can go between 10 or 30 seconds in the positions. Oh. Oh no. That was my back, my hips. Well guys, thank you for watching. This was the first workout we did together, and thank you for watching. Enjoy your day and keep on being active. Please like, subscribe and share this with your friends. Have a good one. There are several that actually can be done by a normal person. Normal person. What's that? If any, how Romania. You'll see here what actually can be done by a normal by normal people. So my goal is to lift about above. This can be based on the type of what I do work. Ce-am scris mă acolo? Then, because I liked Olympic weightlifting movements and wanted to get and can lift tons of